The client said anyone could do my job, so I let anyone try and watch them fail. I'd been managing the Hartwell Corporation account for 3 years when Douglas decided to humiliate me during our quarterly review meeting. We were going over the campaign results, another flawless quarter with engagement up 32% and conversions exceeding every benchmark. When he interrupted my presentation with that laugh executives use when they're about to destroy someone's confidence, let's be real here, Natasha. Anyone could do what you do. You post on social media and respond to comments. My teenager does that for free. The other executives around the table shifted uncomfortably while Douglas continued his performance. I'm not seeing value that justifies your monthly retainer. Frankly, I think we're overpaying for work that any entry-level person could handle. He leaned back in his chair with absolute certainty. We'll be bringing this in-house with our marketing team. They can handle simple social media management without the premium price tag. I sat there feeling 3 years of relationship building and strategic work get reduced to posting and responding to comments, but something cold settled in my chest. If Douglas thought anyone could do my job, I'd let him find out exactly what my job actually entailed. I gave them 30 days notice, standard contract terms, and spent those 30 days doing exactly what Douglas thought my job was. I posted their content, responded to comments, kept the accounts running at surface level. What I didn't do was all the invisible work that made those posts successful. I didn't monitor the analytics at 2 a.m. when their target demographic was most active. I didn't adjust posting schedules based on algorithm changes I'd spent years learning to predict. I didn't cultivate relationships with micro-influencers who shared their content organically. I didn't craft responses that turned angry customers into brand advocates. I didn't intercept PR disasters before they became trending hashtags. I just posted and responded. Exactly what Douglas thought the job was, and watched their engagement numbers start their slow decline. On my last day, I handed over the passwords and a basic content calendar. Their in-house marketing team, 3 people who'd been managing their website and email newsletters, took over with confidence. Douglas sent me an email that night saying they were already seeing how simple this transition would be, and he was glad they'd finally stopped overpaying for basic services. Week 1 looked fine on the surface because they were still coasting on the momentum I'd built over 3 years. They posted on schedule, responded to comments, checked all the boxes Douglas thought mattered. Week 2 was when the algorithm changed, like it does every few weeks, and their reach dropped 40% overnight. They kept posting the same way, wondering why nobody was seeing their content anymore. Week 3, a customer complained about a delayed shipment in the comments, and the marketing team responded with their standard corporate apology. What they didn't know was that customer was a lifestyle blogger with 200,000 followers who'd been waiting for any excuse to blast the company. She screenshot their dismissive response, and it went viral in all the wrong ways. By week 4, they'd lost 3 brand partnerships because their engagement rates had fallen off a cliff, and their comment sections had become war zones they didn't know how to manage. Douglas called me on a Friday afternoon, trying to sound casual. Hey Natasha, just checking in. We're seeing some fluctuations in the metrics, probably just seasonal trends, but wanted to get your thoughts. I let the silence hang for a moment before responding. Those aren't seasonal trends, Douglas. That's what happens when anyone tries to do my job. The algorithm changed 2 weeks ago. You're posting at the wrong times for your demographic, and you just created a PR crisis by mishandling an influencer complaint with a template response. He tried to laugh it off, saying they'd figure it out, but I could hear the panic creeping into his voice. By month 2, Hartwell's social media presence had collapsed so completely that their competitors were using it as a case study in what not to do. Their main account had lost 30,000 followers. Their engagement rate had dropped from 18% to 2%, and 3 separate PR disasters had made industry news. The marketing team was working 16-hour days trying to stop the bleeding, and they'd burned through 2 consultants who'd both quit after realizing how deep the damage went. Douglas appeared at my office without an appointment, looking like he hadn't slept in days. His suit was wrinkled, his usual confidence completely shattered. We made a mistake, he said simply. We need you back. Triple your previous retainer. Full creative control. Whatever you want. I let him finish his pitch before responding. You were right about one thing, Douglas. Anyone can post on social media and respond to comments. But what you paid me for was knowing when to post, what to post, how to respond, which comments to prioritize, which fires to put out before they started, and how to build a community instead of just managing an account. That's not entry-level work. That's 3 years of 18-hour days, constant learning, relationship building, and crisis prevention that you never saw because I made it look easy. He stood there processing the difference between what he thought my job was and what my job actually was. I could have taken his offer, tripled my rate, and gone back to fixing his mess. Instead, I told him I'd already signed contracts with 3 of his competitors, all of whom understood the value of strategic social media management and were happy to pay premium rates for premium results. He walked out knowing he'd lost more than just a service provider. He'd lost the person who'd made his brand relevant, and now he'd get to watch while I made his competitors untouchable. 6 months later, Hartwell brought their social media back to an agency, paying 4 times what they'd paid me for half the results, while I built empires for people who understood that anyone can do a job until you ask them to actually do it right.